Boys, girls, and enemies of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations, welcome to the one and only Alec Gunter stream. My name is Alec Gunter. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I know. I apologize for my absence. It's only been about a week, but it feels like longer. I was on vacation for a little bit. Came back. Immediately got a stomach virus. Suffered. And then got better as of yesterday, and now I'm here. And I did not get much done on Sunday because I was sick, and I don't want to say I didn't get much done today. I didn't get as much done today as I meant to, but only because, like, oh my lord, get shirt. Thank you, Jazz Dog. I just didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Anyway, I also started stream way later because I was blabbing on Discord in Platinum Politics, arguing about money. I came to a shocking conclusion, though, a shocking revelation, if you will. People, and I don't think that this is, like, new or anything, but, like, I finally understand it now. People have made money like their new god. Like, ever since the inception of money, the reason that the money is the root of all evil is because it is a false idol. And I know that sounds like cliche or obvious or whatever, but just bear with me on this, because what does that actually mean when you think about it? Right? Like, I'm in favor of a moneyless society. I want to abolish money. But so many people I argue with are just, like, so against this idea, and I can never for the life of me understand why. Like, just let it go. The love of money is the root of all evil. I think it's just money. Money is the root of all evil. I think it's just money. Because what is money? When you really think about it, what is money? People say it's a central unit of currency, central unit of exchange, whatever, that you can trade for pretty much anything you want, right? But therein is the issue. You can take this thing and trade it for any other thing in the world. What other thing can you do that with? Nothing is the answer. I cannot take my crocheted goods and trade them for food. Right? Money is the center of that concept of trade. Right? Now, why does this matter? Because you're like, duh, right? Obviously. But why does this matter? I was listening to Richard Wolff earlier today. For those who don't know Richard Wolff, very smart guy. Philosopher, I believe. I think it's Richard Wolff. Yeah, this is the guy. And he was talking about, he likes talking about Sigmund Freud. And Freud basically was able to figure out a philosopher economist, yeah. Freud was basically able to figure out, like, when you're a newborn, right? When you're a newborn and you cry. What happens when you cry? A breast is presented to you and you get fed. Not always a breast, sometimes a nipple, but the point is you get fed, right? So all you have to do, basically, as a newborn, the way that, like, Freud imagined this concept working in the newborn's mind, or what was there of it, is that the newborn basically pictured what they thought was the breast, whatever, or there's a feeling in their mouth, whatever. They pictured the breast, the nipple, and then they cried, and the nipple was presented to them. And so in their mind, right, in their base newborn mind, they're thinking, I can manifest anything that I want just by thinking about it. which is a logical conclusion to draw when you're brand new to the world, right? So, like, it's not like this newborn is, like, drawing conclusions or anything. This is just, like, imagine... It's the simplest form of that you can possibly reach, you know, that we can fathom. Like, I think of a thing, I get the thing. That's how their brain works. Understandably so, right? And as you get older, you start to understand that's not how reality works. You don't just get to think of a thing and then you get the thing. It's you think of a thing and then you have to do something to get that thing. Right? You're not omnipotent. You're not God. You can't just manifest things by thinking about them. Right, what are you talking about? Just bear with me. I'm getting to the point of the money, okay? It's going to wrap back around very nicely. Just bear with me. Okay? This is not just a random tangent. So, Freud also thought we want to bone our moms and kill our dads. Just hold on. So, I know, Freud was not always correct. But he was right here. He was correct here. Like, tell me he was wrong about this. So, from this, he says, we start to learn that that's not how reality works. We have to put work forward in order to get the things that we are trying to manifest in our brain, right? In order to get Chipotle, for instance, I had to go to my app and pay money that I got, there we go, that I got from work. I had to work for it, right? You have to, like, so it's always a compromise. So you're never God, right? You can't just manifest things, but you can use what power you have to work for the things that you want, right? Do you see where this is going a little bit? How we're going to tie this back to the money thing. So, what is money? It's the godhood that we have been seeking since birth. This is the closest thing that we can possibly get to that baser, infantile level of desire. Because this thing, right, I don't have a literal dollar bill on me, but the dollar, if you can imagine I'm holding a dollar, can be used to manifest basically anything you want at any time that you want it. It is the closest thing that you can possibly get to that concept. Does that make sense? Was this on Twitch? Like my stream, my current stream? Yes, it's currently on Twitch. Yes. So basically what I'm trying to get at is we have turned money into our God. The more of it we have, the closer that we get to being God. And that's why Elon Musk is basically considered God on Earth. He can have anything he wants, do anything he wants, basically whenever he wants, no matter who he hurts in the process, because of how much money he has and what that means. That is why I believe money to be the root of all evil. That's why I believe it to be at least a driving factor in the Great Filter that will keep us from, you know, expanding our reach beyond Earth, because Earth is a doomed planet, as are all planets. So at some point, humanity, if it survives, will have to go beyond Earth. But like, I just think that money is that powerful. Like, it's like that is. I don't know about the baby lead-in. I feel like they just cry because they have another way to express their discomfort. They cry on instinct. There's some baser instinct, right? And then when they cry, they get the thing that resolves the crying, and then they feel good. That's how the brain works. You get feel-good chemicals, and then you stop crying because there's nothing to cry about because you feel good right now. And then later on, you feel not good, right? And then when you feel not good, the cry turns back on. And then eventually you come to consciously associate the crying, right, with the thought, like you feel not good, you think about the thing that made you feel good, and then you cry to get the thing that made you feel good, right? It's not like the newborn is consciously thinking, I am God, right? But that is the behavior. That's the behavior. And so our entire life is just chasing that. The main difference is babies aren't smart enough to understand what's happening yet. I'm not saying, okay? I'm not saying that the baby is sitting here doing the calculus in their head, in their baby head. I'm not saying that they figured this out, okay? I'm saying that is the math of what is actually taking place. Forgive me if I seem short. It has been a very rough few days. Among other things, I am hard locked out of League of Legends. Hard locked. You can't bribe someone to authentically love you. It's instinct. Yes, you're right. That's why it's fake godhood. It's false godhood. It is the closest you can get to godhood. But you can buy shit that comes pretty damn close to love in some people's minds. You know? You can buy sex. That's pretty close in some people's minds. League is a form of... I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood. Not engaging. I know it's just a joke. I'm just so fucking pissed about it. I literally cannot play League of Legends because Valorant, the anti-cheat system, gave me the blue screen of death. So when I open League of Legends, the client runs for like 2-3 minutes, blue screen of death. Okay, fine. It tells me which file's corrupted. I go in, try to delete the file. Blue screen of death. What the fuck? So every time I try to delete this file or uninstall it, it gives me the blue screen of death. I can't even disable it using the instructions that Riot provides. Blue screen of death. Look up the problem. Oh, that's just what it does. It just does that now. Oh, you can't delete it. It's just there, you know. It's just sitting there, giving you the blue screen of death every time you try to activate it or delete it. So now I'm just hard locked out of League of Legends because when I open the launcher, it runs the file that causes the blue screen of death. And I cannot delete the file because that causes the blue screen of death. So whatever I do, and I tried to run a command prompt to delete it. The file hides itself and then reemerges and renames itself its file name. I guess that's how the computer programmer that I'm working with, or the computer tech guy, described it to me, because he walked me through every method I could think of, or he could think of, to get rid of this, other than reinstalling Windows. Maybe if you could edit the file somehow. Nope. We have looked it up. There is no way to do it. It is simply melded into the fabric of my computer now. That should be a federal crime, in my opinion. That should be a fucking felony, in my opinion. Something tells me in like 7-8 years from now, there's going to be a nice little lawsuit about it. And I'll look back and at this point in time and go, yeah, well, there you go. Doesn't help me now. It's 7 years after the fact. I've installed Windows 14 with 37 different updates the last week. So I've only had like 5 computer crashes this time. League of Legends has only shit out on me like 4 times this week. It's pretty good these days. So it doesn't really help me now. The instinct and bribe are two different things. What are you talking about? I've never played League of Legends and I'm too scared to. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't or whatever. It's just a game that I like. It's not a matter of should or shouldn't. You know, for a long time I was on that League of Legends meme where it's like, oh, it's bad for your brain. No, it's not. It's not bad for your brain. People make it bad for their brain because they're scared of other people. It's just a game, and I like it. Got rid of the Riot client and all Riot games because of kernel level anti-cheat. Yeah, that's what it's called. Kernel level anti-cheat. It's malware. It is malware. It's like the worst type of malware. Okay, I guess we should talk about Venezuela. I don't even know where to begin with this. I just have not been following politics very well the past couple months, but I understand this is very important to cover, so I'm going to do my best. Why is I'm getting like an allergic reaction on my lip for some reason. I hate that. I guess I'll just start with this Al Jazeera article. What's going on? We're about to cover Venezuela. Is that the no iPhone place? Indeed. In fact, that's a good note to start on. So the no iPhone place, because communism bad, aka Venezuela, aka Vuvuzuela, if you are like Hassan Piker simp like I used to be, got bombed recently. And when I say got bombed, I say that in the passive voice. I should be saying that in the active voice. Donald Trump bombed Venezuela. There were casualties. I believe 40 confirmed. I've seen estimates up to 100. Civilians included. I believe there were some Cubans included in there. Pretty good stuff. Now, why is all this happening? I really don't know. I haven't been following like world or even domestic politics that well lately. I've been on this whole radical empathy shtick and debating and such, which is its own form of politics, but I don't keep up with politics as a career. I do have a day job, so it's just harder for me to like do the entertainment thing and keep up with politics if I'm not doing both at the exact same time. All that being said, U.S. says military always not. Wait, this is not the article that I wanted. Where's the article? Al Jazeera, Venezuela. There we go. Well, I had an article open last night. Here, give me a second. Here we go. This is from last night. What to know about Trump's plan on Venezuela. After U.S. forces abducted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, it is unclear what Washington has planned. Following the abduction of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro on Saturday, United States President Donald Trump said Washington would run the Latin American country until a transition was complete. I thought we were against transition. But later, a day later, his top diplomat said the U.S. does not want to govern the country. Wait, how does that work? I'm going to pretend that makes sense. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Sunday that the U.S. is not at war with Venezuela, while on the same day, Trump told reporters that he might order a second strike if Venezuela does not cooperate with the U.S. to clamp down on drug trafficking and open up its oil industry. Pretty on the nose there. I did watch a little bit of Vosh about this, just to, get a taste. Apparently, Donald Trump is very blatant right now about this being about oil. In fact, let's see if we can find a clip real quick. You'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of rough in this one. But, like I said, I'm just trying to get back into the politics thing. Trump, Venezuela statement. We'll just get a taste.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So,
also, I just want to say he sounds horrible.
We don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and
he sounds like he's choking on like pine needles.
We have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious.
I swear his face is like melting. About.
We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela. And that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over.
Oh, there's segments. Hold on. This is great. We're going to run the country until such time President Trump answers a question about... Here we go. Can I get like the full... What is the point? Okay. What is the point of like a full segment title like that if nowhere you can see the full segment title? You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm a sassy bitch lately, but that's so annoying. YouTube is just not well put together. Well, the U.S. Well, what?
Earlier today that you weren't going to back Machado to come back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with the vice president of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship going?
I understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro. So Marco's working on that directly. He just had a conversation with her, and she's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to...
Are you explaining the exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official to coordinate?
It's all being done right now. We're designating people. We're talking to people. We're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
That would run Venezuela.
Well, it's largely running it anywhere in people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance that we'll have a group of, and also
I don't know where it is. He says the thing about the oil, but he does. You can find it somewhere else. Anyway, he's pretty blatant about, like it says right here, he's pretty blatant about doing it for the oil. Let's go back to the article. The Department of Justice on Monday quietly dropped a claim that Cartel de los Soles, or I almost said Los Santos, Freudian slip, Cartel of the Suns, was an actual drug trafficking group. Last year, the U.S. designated it as a terrorist group. The Trump administration built its case against Maduro as asserting that he was its leader. Well, wait, is it real? I don't even know what this is. Known among Venezuelans. They put cartel in quotes. Is this fake? Is this fake news? Responsible... Okay, the U.S. State Department alleges they're responsible for extensive drug trafficking operations in the U.S. and Florida, U.S. and Europe. According to the think tank Insight Crime, the name Cartel de los Soles emerged in the 1990s when Venezuelan generals and senior officers who wore sun insignias on their epaulets, I don't know how to pronounce that, were investigated for drug trafficking and related crimes. Okay, so there were two guys with like sun insignias, and now it's called the Sun Cartel. It's not a traditional vertically organized drug trafficking organization. It's a series of normally disconnected cells embedded within the Venezuelan military. Despite the allegations by President Donald Trump's administration, the U.S. Drug Enforcement administration has never described the Cartel de los Soles as a drug trafficking organization in its its annual National Drug Threat Assessment, nor has the World Drug Report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. I need to read that again. Okay. So what? It's just like a couple of people inside of the military who like wear a sun insignia so that they know each other and can like distribute drugs. It's a crime to provide funds to the group. I mean, if it's a drug trafficking group, which it sounds like it's like a loosely related, like a loosely connected group of cells that do drug trafficking. Okay, well, we got enough info about that. In December, the U.S. had accused Venezuela of trafficking fentanyl, dubbing it a weapon of mass destruction. That's so funny. It's just a drug, okay? It's a drug. Now, if they were dropping it, like, for free in the streets for anybody to just run out and pick up, then we'd have a problem. Then you could call that, like, chemical warfare. But this is just business, baby. Like, they're doing capitalism correct. Apparently, the Cartel de los Soles doesn't actually exist. It was just a name for people in the CIA that turn the other way when drug trafficking happens, but it's not an organization. Okay, so, like... it's just, like, people inside of the military who are also happening to be drug trafficking. I mean, that happens in the U.S. military, I'm sure, right? We don't call them a drug cartel. In December, the U.S. had accused Venezuela of... I already read that. However, that when the charges were announced against Maduro on Monday, fentanyl was not mentioned. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance out on Sunday still insisted that some fentanyl did originate in Venezuela. I mean, of course they don't have their fucking message together. Analysts have pointed out confusing messages coming from the Trump administration regarding the aim behind the brazen operation and how to move forward. Experts have also questioned the legality of the operation that saw the reported killing of at least 40 people. The Trump administration insists Maduro's abduction was legal and that the Maduro government is not legitimate. What, like, legal or, like, what's this appeal to legality? Like, I don't know. It's not like anything that Trump, like, you've already broken, you're a felon. I don't know. It's just funny. The felon appealing to the legality of what he's doing. As if that ever mattered. In the meantime, Maduro's deputy, Delcy Rodriguez, who was sworn in as Venezuela's interim president on Monday, had expressed eagerness to collaborate with the U.S. Big surprise. At the moment, the question... I mean, it's amazing that the person who seems to have stepped in our captured enemy's place is just so willing to cooperate with us. It's crazy. At the moment, the question of who will govern Venezuela is hanging in the balance. There are some key differences in what Trump and Rubio have said. What has Rubio said? Rubio spoke to multiple news outlets on Sunday and Monday and also defended the U.S. actions and spelled out the reasoning behind the operation that had been condemned by the United Nations Security Council. Okay, so the United Nations is against this. In an interview with Kristen Welker of NBC's Meet the Press, Rubio said, "We are at war against drug trafficking organizations. That's not a war against Venezuela." Well, I mean, you did capture their leader. That's you captured the acting leader of Venezuela. That is an act of war. That's an act of war. Like, if any other country... Most people in the United States don't like Donald Trump. Most people don't. And I challenge anybody to, like, challenge me on that. Okay? To prove me wrong. Like, even knowing that, like, if another election were to take place tomorrow and Trump would probably lose to a fucking ape, okay? Then, like, even knowing that, capturing him as our acting president would still be an act of war. Like, say that North Korea did it. People would be shouting bloody murder. They'd want atom bombs immediately. Are you kidding me? Of course it's an act of war. Shut up. The seizure of drug boats. The seizure, I thought they were just blowing them up. Referring to the dozens of strikes on vessels near the Venezuela. Yes, strikes. Killed more than 100 people. That's extrajudicial murder, by the way. Like, they are just murdering people. It doesn't matter if they're drug traffickers. If I go out into the street and a drug trafficker offers me some crack and then I shoot him, that makes me a murderer. Okay? I may be a murderer of a crack dealer, okay? And maybe some people won't care as much, but I still murdered the guy. Like, he has not been tried in a court of law. And even if I were in favor of the death penalty, that's not my jurisdiction to dish that out. Okay? That's murder. Straight up. That's what the Trump administration did on these drug traffickers. He murdered them. Additionally, Rubio told NBC that the U.S. does not need Venezuelan oil and has plenty of its own. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States, he said, naming Russia, Iran, and China. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operations for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States. Simple as that. Nothing sus about that, okay? Nothing sus about that. Rubio told NBC's Welker that since 2014, about 8 million Venezuelans have fled the country, driven by the systematic theft and mismanagement of the country's oil wealth by Maduro and his inner circle, instead of it being used to benefit the Venezuelan people. He said the migration was destabilizing the region. I mean, I don't know that much about Maduro. What I do know is that he's apparently not the best guy. But again, neither is Donald Trump, and I would still consider capturing him to be an act of warfare. Okay? Surely there's a way Trump can try to stop cartels without bombing people. Impossible. We must kill them all. What has Trump said? Rubio's recent statements differ from what Trump has said about Venezuela. While Rubio said the U.S. does not want to govern Venezuela and is not interested in its oil, Trump suggested different ideas a day earlier. Well, a lot can change in 24 hours, you know, like, you give him a break. During a news conference on Saturday, Trump said the U.S. would run Venezuela until a safe, proper, and judicious transition could be carried out. Trump added that U.S. oil companies would fix Venezuela's broken infrastructure and start making money for the country. So yes, he basically admitted this was about oil. So what's the plan? Elvira Dominguez Redondo, a professor of international law at Kingston University in the United Kingdom, told Al Jazeera that there is no basis to comment on whether Washington has a coherent plan. From the outside, I could have told you that. From the outside, it is impossible to know what the next steps of the U.S. will be, particularly given the contradictory public statements coming from senior figures. She added, "What I can say, based on observable facts, is that there is no full-scale military invasion or formal assumption of governmental authority by the U.S. What appears to have occurred instead is the removal of Maduro while not allowing the rest of the governing apparatus to remain in place under conditions that are not publicly known. Whether and how this was negotiated is unclear." That's scary. Dominguez Redondo said the U.S. cannot legally invade and govern Venezuela since this would amount to occupation under international law. I mean, this is like Poland, right? Like in World War II. I'm not saying like it's being carried out the same way, but occupying a foreign nation is, you know, like trying to roll. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. What's the latest political situation in Venezuela? This is the last bit. Sworn in as the interim leader on Monday, Rodriguez, 56, told National Assembly, I come with pain over the kidnapping of two heroes who are being held hostage. I don't know about that. President Nicolas Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores. I swear to work tirelessly to guarantee the peace, spiritual, economic, and social tranquility of our people. A day earlier, she had offered to work with Trump and sought respectful relations and a conciliatory message. We invite the U.S. government to collaborate with us on an agenda of cooperation oriented towards shared development. See, like earlier, I was trying to like kind of hint that she was a plant, which like she could be. I don't. Probably not. I'm just conspiracy posting, but it is interesting that she is so gung-ho to work with the Trump admin. Community coexistence. Dog, they captured your president. There's no, like, that's not, no. That's not how this goes. I'm not wrong, right? Like, I'm not crazy. You can't just be like, oh, I want coexistence. Like, your president is in our jail cell. That's checkmate. President Donald Trump, our peoples and our region deserve peace and dialogue, not war. On Saturday, Rodriguez had appeared on state television alongside her brother, National Assembly Chief Jorge Rodriguez, Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, and Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez, declaring that Maduro was still Venezuela's sole legitimate president. Okay, well, there you go. I think it's like a PR move to look reasonable and diplomatic. Yeah, maybe I'm just being too harsh. Like, it's not like you have much choice in the matter. Except to say, like, please have mercy on our souls. Fair enough. I don't know if there's any evidence to indicate that she's a plant. I don't know if that's even, like, a real thing to consider. Okay, what's the latest? Trump boasts of abduction of Venezuela's Maduro amid global outcry. Why the U.S. is really taking control of Venezuela. That's very loud.
Continue to have the largest energy reserves in the world under the control of adversaries of the United States, under the control of illegitimate leaders. We're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be used as a base of operation for our nation's adversaries and competitors and rivals of the United States.
So they're basically, it sounds like they're just trying to claim the Western Hemisphere. You know, like they'll leave Canada alone, but as long as, because Canada's white, so like as long as Canada plays nice. But like it just sounds to me like this is step one of trying to take over like South America. Is that crazy? That's not crazy, right? Like you start at Venezuela, which we've been meme posting about communism, like no iPhone in communist Venezuela. You start there, and then what? It doesn't stop there. That's scary shit. They're not even being like covert about like the reason they're doing it. It's crazy work. It's okay, like even if you were to say that like Nicolas Maduro, from what I read about him, the very little that I read about him, like he's not a good guy. He does shitty things in his government, but like he is their acting president. He is, you know, even if he's like a little demon, he's in charge of them. Trump is destabilizing that without any kind of plan. It's reckless at best. Reckless at best. Okay? And I think that even if you are a Trump person, you must recognize that. Like, this is insane. This just like happened out of nowhere. The UN was like, what the fuck? Like, we didn't agree on this. You're just doing this? Like, you didn't think to, like, coordinate with anybody about this? You, like, hello? Like, he's... I don't know. I guess my point is, like, this could have been, like, even if it would have been good to capture Maduro, I know he's not a good guy. Like, I don't know. Does anybody get what I'm trying to say? I feel like my brain's dying. It's been a rough couple of days. Kidnapping Putin? Yeah, exactly. Trump just wants to rule everything. Yeah, I'm terrified that he's going to go after all of South America. You know, and I have people relatively close to me who live there. Who live in Venezuela. And also other parts of South America, you know? So, kind of scary. They don't think he can be reckless. They think he will always succeed, even when he fails his explicitly stated goals. Yeah, what happened to lower grocery prices? Are we still on that, or... like, and also, like, none of this is to mention also, like, the whole Epstein thing. I guess, like, nothing's gonna come of that, ever. I mean, it's been a whole year, right? Like, I don't know. It's rough out here. That's good enough. That was a terrible segment. I'm not doing good politics. I'm doing politics. I never said I'd be doing good politics. Did we talk about Chud yet? No, we did not. We're going to. We get done as soon as we get done. President of the United States, the most powerful man on the fucking planet, commits an act of war on another major nation of the world, capturing their leader. It's like a fucking movie. And we're covering this like a day after it happened, practically. Hot Take Andy comes in. Did we talk about the drama yet? As soon as the segment's over. What about ChudLogic? Sorry, I'm just fucking with you. No, we're going to talk about it. Apparently, there was a misunderstanding about something I said while I was describing my experience of becoming not transphobic. World War III to distract the poor, and hey, it sounded interesting. Yeah, well, it's true, it is. I came in late, just popped in, but I will say I think Maduro had to be removed. Would you have rather him been removed like this, risk an invasion with American lives possibly by the thousands on the ground, or just going full kinetic and getting rid of him via B2? I think the main issue is that this was reckless. It's not even necessarily that I would have disagreed with deposing Maduro. Okay? But like, you killed 40 civilians to do this. At least I think. Were they all civilians? I mean, what was with the bomb? Why not, like... Hold on. Why was Venezuela bombed? The number's at least 80? It right here. Bombed the capital city. Imagine. Imagine New York City getting bombed. It's happened before. We're still dealing with the ramifications of that. 15 years later. 15 years later. 15? I don't do math. 25 years later. Jesus Christ. It's... 25 years later. Fuck. You get the point. It's even worse. They had to be bombed to get rid of air defense, etc. No. I don't know. Like, why now? Why this now? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal? Why is this so urgent? Like, I know he's a shitty president, but is he an immediate threat? It sounds like they're just like trying to take over South America. Also, I think the main problem is, even if you agree with like this specific act, the threat of Donald Trump, because he's threatening Greenland next. You guys know that, right? Like, I've seen things about him going for Greenland next. Like, this is not a joke. It's happening in real time. A major leader of the world is trying to spread his fascist regime. That's scary shit. I don't care how much you hate Maduro. He wants Greenland because of its geographical location. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter why he wants it. He wants it. They said the West Hemisphere is ours. The Western Hemisphere is ours. No enemies in the Western Hemisphere, and what that means is we're going to take you over. And believe you me, they have the means to do that. Man, just pulling a Putin? Yeah, but like on different grounds. It's not like you can claim that we ever owned Venezuela on like any ancient grounds or anything. Like Russia can do with Ukraine. But it's the same concept. Like, we're just saying, oh, well, you know, we have the right to do this. We have the right to do this. That's what's scary. Saying we have the right to depose your sitting leader. At our women will. We'll just take him. We'll take him and throw him in a box. There you go. Make no mistake, they would have done it with anybody. Nicolas Maduro. Jesus. I can't think of anybody else.
As a game developer who works...
Shut up. ChudLogic has such interesting content. Where's the one about me? Oh, he talked to Lyrics? Oh, is that? No, that's Tim Pool. My bad. I always mistake the two. Me and Tim Pool. I'm not here. ChudLogic, Alec, Gunter. Did I go on a second channel? Did I go on channel number 2? Oh no, I went on channel number 2. Oh no! I went on the secondary channel. No! That's so fucking rude. That's so rude. I was deprogrammed by spending... Oh yeah, somebody told me that. Here, I'll talk about it when I start the video. I want to grab a few more bites of my Chipotle real quick. I'll be right back.
King of crochet, Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Rap about a man named Alec Hunter, tricking this girl and I straight up Alec stumped her. Holding crossbow like he's literally Alec Hunter. Passing a football, call this dude Alec Hunter. When he's doing bad, he is trash like Alec Dumpster. Wife is literally cheating, so Alec go confront her. Thinking about stuff he's doing and Alec wonder. Shooting lightning from his fingers like he's Alec Thunder. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day.
Okay. I'm back. I'm not sure how long I'm going to watch this, honestly. I don't like watching myself these days. Not because I have, like, anything against myself or my voice or anything. Like, I used to hate my voice. It's not like that. I already was there, you know what I mean? Like, don't need to be there again. But I'll make an exception. Because, well, I'll explain. Okay. Bad. Okay, so this guy, ChudLogic, was rude enough to not only be disingenuous in this thumbnail, but also put me on his second channel. How rude. I'm a main channel character. You understand? But anyway, ChudLogic has covered me in the past. Last time, I believe, was when I did the Donald Trump face. I don't know if it's way back. But, you know, he just likes to try to milk me for content now and then. I guess the latest was somebody brought this to his attention. I don't know who. But, you know, if I have crossover between these two audiences, I'd be very surprised. But apparently I admitted to being in a trans fetish community. That's inaccurate. I said a fetish community with a lot of trans people in it. Now, which fetish that is, you will not get to know that. Okay, but it definitely wasn't feet. It definitely wasn't mommy dom. It definitely wasn't hypnotization, and it definitely was not mommy doms hypnotizing me with their feet. Okay? So now that all that's clear, we're not going to watch the whole hour of content here. I don't have that attention span. But we'll just see, like, what the deal is. Apparently, like, from what I understand, somebody messaged me about this. He got on me for saying deprogramming people, as if, like, that's a scary word. Which, you know, maybe it is. If that's a scary word, I understand. I'll try to rephrase. Fix them mentally. Re-educate. Put them in re-education camps. Is that better? People like camps. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Programmed by spending lots of time around trans people in a fetish community. Which
there it is. Vosh's reality disc.
Now, here's the kicker. If I'm exploring your mind cave, and you're exploring my mind cave.
Imagine, if you will, we're just exploring each other's caves.
Can cis people... Wait, what's the problem? Can you not visualize that? Do you not have an imagination? I'm sorry, ChudLogic. I didn't realize that imagination was cringe these days. We'll do this thing. My bad. Can trans people do this thing? What a whimsyless bitch. Then that is a transphobic policy or idea. You know, it's not like women can't do it. It's not like the world's strongest person couldn't be a woman. You know?
Wait, that's not true!
Technically, it is. What are you talking about? It is true. Imagine, like, okay, imagine there's 100 people left, and like a few of the women who are left, like there's one woman in that crowd who's stronger than all the rest of the men for some reason. You can't imagine that. It happened in what's the movie called? I can't think of it. Encanto, right? That one really strong girl. Which I know that's like magical fantasy shit, but like you can envision that, right? Like there are very, very strong women, some much stronger than me. And I would love for them to pick me up and give me a piggyback right on their shoulders. Okay. But I, you know, like I don't know any that are quite strong enough to do that, but they're out there, you know, and they're much stronger than me. And I'm above average strength, mind you.
Does the name Alec Gunter ring any bells to you? I'm
it
desperate
does.
for a bit of trans tent. Let's do a bit of trans tent first, and then we'll do the face stuff, okay? And then we'll do the face stuff. Alec Gunter.
Is it just me, or is his mouth very small? This isn't a critique of anything. I'm not trying to insult. I just, like, objectively, his mouth is like... Like that.
Was a lefty bread tube streamer type, okay? And he got into a beef with Lyrics a long time ago. Many would say that he was been vindicated in that beef. But anyway, he was like...
I don't understand when... Okay, I don't understand people saying this. I go back and, like, I think about my behavior toward Lyrics before, and I don't like it. Like, I think about the jokes I made, and I'm like, okay, I understand what I was trying to do. I was trying to, like, throw that sexual nature of the commentary that he was making on, I think it was Keffels and Tipster. Right? Or sorry, that they were making. I don't know what their pronouns are these days, but that they were making on Keffels and Tipster, right? Because they were making very sexual comments about those two, and I thought it was gross. But then instead of like just saying it like that, I threw the sexual comments back at them and started making like sex jokes and about them, and I don't like that. It was gross.
A sort of lefty bread tube-esque streamer, very pro-trans.
I could have went about it better.
Used to be a conservative.
I am very pro-trans,
and then
true.
became pro-trans, okay?
All this is true.
And I've obviously taken the other direction. Used to be very pro-trans, now I'm a conservative.
Ew.
Okay? That's the joke.
What happened, brother? How can we fix you?
By the way, that's...
How can we, I dare say, reprogram you or deprogram you?
Joke. Anyway, guys, he's released an...
Oh, he's not a... Okay, he's not a conservative. Okay, sorry, that was a joke.
A very important video that I think you guys really need to see, okay? This is absolutely crucial for you guys to
my song.
watch, so we're going to watch it together so I can make sure that you learn the lessons you need to learn. So this video is called How to Deprogram a Transphobe, okay? And bearing in mind how transphobic I now am and how transphobic my audience is, I thought it would be good for you to watch this and...
Okay, how much is he just taking the piss and how much is he actually transphobic? I hate this, like, I can't tell if he's joking or not. Maybe it's because I'm not a member of his community. Like, obviously, if I sit here and call myself transphobic, it's a joke. I hope that gets across, but sometimes my humor can be kind of flat. But maybe it's because I'm not a member of his community, but I can't tell if he's joking or not.
Hopefully take something away from it.
He has to be, right? That's me! That's me! Hello. Alrighty, Lisa. How are you doing? By the way, people were asking what the hell I was wearing. That is my icy agent uniform. Okay, we must support our boys in blue, aka the icy agents.
Oh, I know, right? How about you?
Doing pretty good.
Let me present myself first. It's my friend Vet, right? I am a trans girl from Brazil. I've been kinda...
Oh, turn the camera on, love. Let's see what we're dealing with.
What? Okay, that's weird, right? Like, it was, like, we don't care to see who it is until we hear that it's a Brazilian trans woman. Did I say it is Brazilian, right? Yeah, Brazilian.
Into
That's
American
weird.
Politics lately, and I also have been on that sort of thing where
that straight up was transphobic, by the way.
I want to talk to people and see,
Let's see
and
what we're
listen to
working
them
with.
and try to see what they say and all that stuff, you know?
Perfect.
That's why I entered the server, basically.
Perfect.
So, I wanted to ask you a few questions, like...
Okay.
How I tried to enter a VC earlier, and people noticed I was transgender and all that stuff. They started like saying jokes and all that stuff, and also like calling me he and not a she. And instead of calling me she, they started calling me they as well.
Combo.
So when I noticed, I feel like that's more respectful. But...
me and Lisa certainly don't agree on everything. I think that she has a few weak spots in her logic, but overall, she's very agreeable and willing to listen, and I enjoy talking to her.
Still, you know, not gonna ask for that much.
Very friendly.
But, like, how can I talk to someone like that? How can I listen to someone like that?
Well, that's a good question. So, do you think that even though those people are transphobes, which they are, I forgot to mention, the whole reason that I'm going over this is because I DM'd ChudLogic. I DM'd him because I saw that he made this video about me, and I was finally like, okay, let's just see if he's willing to talk. And we've DM'd before. I think we had one conversation like a few years ago. I don't remember what about. But I know that he's got a Discord. I messaged you on Discord if you're watching this. I know you watch me, so clearly. So I did message you. Get back to me. I would love to have a conversation with you and just see if we can hash some stuff out. Because it seems like I think that I'm funny, but you seem to find me funny in the wrong ways, and I want to sort that out. You think that they still have valuable ideas? I'm glad you get joy out of it.
Yeah, of course they do.
Sure. So then you're not being forced to enter the conversation with these people, right? You can walk away at any time you want. Now, sometimes you are forced. In your real life, sometimes you have to talk to people that are transphobic, and that sucks. But in this context, in this case, those are not people that you are being forced to talk to, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to prove my point, really.
Just wanted to prove your point?
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to come in and prove your point that they're transphobes and unable to be reached.
Not really.
I mean, the reality is, if someone is being unpleasant to you in this way and you don't like it, surely the correct answer is you just like...
Pause. Baby time. Where are you going? Say hello. I know you can't see her very well. Thank you for visiting. Okay, back to slop.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, it probably is difficult for trans people. On the internet, there are a lot of people that are going to be mean to them and call them mood names and call them he and whatnot, you know? And I know what everyone's going to say. I'm just stating a fact. I'm just stating a fact. Like, let's be realistic, okay? In that moment, okay, I don't think that they're particularly concerned with the statement of a fact, okay? I think that they know it pisses the person off, so they do it intentionally. Hence, he, male, 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 okay? So, you know, it probably is difficult. Okay. I think I can imagine knocking about on the internet when you're this sensitive. It's probably very challenging.
Knocking about then, love.
I've got some level of sympathy for that.
Right.
The trouble is what's the answer? I mean, I don't know if standing and arguing is the answer. I think you probably just got to find spaces that are more amenable to your identity, and there are just going to be places where people are going to be fucking dickheads to you.
I mean, that's not wrong, sure. I think the answer is just like, it doesn't start necessarily at the level of trans people, because unfortunately, you're more likely to get through to a transphobe if you yourself are not trans. Right, like that is going to be a barrier. It'd be like arguing, it'd be like being black and arguing with like a white supremacist. Like, it's like everything comes through like this filter and then gets like bled out the ears. And they like none of the information absorbs because of their bias against you. So it kind of starts at people who are cis, like myself, advocating for trans people, since trans people are less likely to be listened to in general about their own plight, and then hopefully convince you that trans people are worth listening to. So that's why I don't really, I try not to stick it on trans people to like fix their own shit that they didn't pick. You know, it's not like they made that shit for themselves. Somebody else made it for them, and you're telling them to clean up somebody else's fucking mess that they have to live in. Like, it's just not fair. But, as I said, that's where I come in.
And you just got to kind of deal with it, really.
I love doing this shit.
How else to fucking put it? It's just very simple.
I live for the slop.
There will be people that will be dickheads. I don't think you can argue them into respecting you. So you either put up with it or fuck off. That's it, really.
I wanted to prove my point that, like, trans women are women, and I was going to listen to their arguments if they argue respectfully and all that stuff.
Perfect. That's all you can do. And I will tell you, as a former transphobe myself, there are ways to deprogram them. Okay? And I can tell you how right now. Okay?
Bro. There is this kind of, what's the right word? Like, smug certainty that exists in progressive spaces. That, well, we just need to deprogram these people. As a former transphobe, very funny, yes. But it's like, they just need to be deprogrammed. It's like a lack of ability to accept that maybe they just have a...
What word would you prefer, sweetie? I'm sorry that that word didn't work out for you. What word would you like? What do you want? I think they're wrong. And I think them being wrong is hurting people. Okay? So, like, I wouldn't take offense if, like, a anti-abortionist were to say, well, we have to deprogram the pro-abortionists because they're killing babies. Okay, they really believe that. They think that me being pro-abortion requires deprogramming. And I think that a few have said that, by the way. Like, it's the same thing. So this is a common concept in politics. But just DM me back what word you would like me to use instead. We can start there.
Very different perspective to you. And maybe you can convince
I sent you a
them of
DM,
your
by the
point
way.
of view, or maybe explain it in a way
love
that
to
you
talk.
feel might be... But the deprogram shit, well, it's this thing that they're not just wrong, but there's something fundamentally broken about them. Like they're in some sort of...
They are hurting other people. Yes. Like, not broken per se, but like, that's not right. It's not right to behave the way that they do. Okay? And you recognize that on some level, that a person approaches that point. Like if they, for instance, assault somebody. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that if you're a transphobe, you're literally assaulting people the way that a person would do with like a knife. Okay? But I am saying that you at least recognize that some things are bad to think and do. Like transphobia. It's bad to think and do transphobia. Don't do the transphobia. It's bad. It hurts people.
Cults. And they need to be deprogrammed
That's the point.
out of the cult.
So the way that I was deprogrammed, I mean, in many cases, it is a cult.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Based on your definition, that like you would probably consider me a transphobe. You'd probably consider me a transphobe because what's it called? I believe that respectfully,
I was honest with this guy.
I believe like trans people are like
I think right now, I don't know that I would have called him a transphobe in that moment, like I'm about to. But I would have put it more delicately. I would have said, I don't think in your heart of hearts that you hate trans people. Because that's what it means to be a transphobe. To them. To them, that's what that means. I know that's not what it literally means, but to them, that's what it means, is to just hate trans people in and of them being trans. And that's not most transphobes. So that's why they detest being called a transphobe, because that's not what they see themselves as. Anyway, my whole point is I would have been a little more delicate.
how should I put this? They're probably not in their best state of mind in the sense that like because what I know or what I studied, or at least what I've discussed and seen about the subject, is that many...
Yeah, exactly. Deprogram and educate. You just need to be educated. If I just educate you, you'll agree with me. The problem is not a disagreement. It's that...
What's wrong, Chud? Are you afraid of a little re-education from your boy Alec Gunter? Are you afraid of getting re-educated? Come test your mettle.
We just, you know...
See if you can resist.
You've got the wrong ideas, and I've got the right ideas, and you just need to listen to me saying the right ideas in the best way, and then you'll you'll stop being wrong and start being right. Because I'm correct, and I'm the good guy, and you're the bad guy.
That's exactly what I said. It's like he repeated it right back to me. It's like deja vu all over again.
Cringe, dude. You know, and when you actually listen to like gender critical people talk about this stuff, they do have compelling arguments and compelling reasoning as to why they feel that they're correct about this and why they think they've got the right ideas on this topic. You know? So I just don't think this issue comes down to one side being
tone policing.
Correct and the other side being like incorrect necessarily. You know, in terms...
He's got a little bit of a sass with it. You know what I mean? Like he's very good at like the liberal tone policing kind of. Well, I just think that word is wrong. Like he's very sassy.
You just need to listen to me, and then you'll be right, and you'll be part of the good guys. There is just a fundamental like contradiction.
He's got a little spunk with it. You know what I mean?
I just don't think can be easily solved. You know. And if you think sex is important and fundamental to understanding gender dynamics in the world, I just don't think you're going to be convinced by a plucky leftist talking to you in the right way.
Wait, I do think sex is fundamental to what are you talking about? I think that. Hold on. Let me make sure I heard him correctly. If you think sex is important
and fundamental to understanding gender dynamics in the world.
I think that. I am a leftist who thinks that. Of course that's important. What are you talking about? What? Where did he get this idea that we think I'm not gay, I just like being around guys and hanging out and like kissing them? That's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing.
I just don't think you're going to be convinced by a plucky leftist talking to you in the right way. It's like it's a fundamental aspect to your belief system that you just are not easily going to have changed, you know?
Driven to...
Okay. I get the core of what you're trying to say, okay, is that, like, it's very, very difficult for conservatives to change their mind or transphobes to change their mind and not be transphobic anymore. You're right. That is a difficult process most of the time because you have deep-seated ideas and gender biases about what's a man and what's a woman and what parts you're supposed to have and all this bullshit, okay? It's called being gender cucked. Most people are gender cucked. You are gender cucked, ChudLogic. All right? So, like, all I'm trying to do is make people understand they're being cucked so that they can stop being cucked.
Transition on several factors, which are all complicated and such.
Okay, let me put it this way. Just because I was born with a dick and balls does not mean that I get locked into a particular look, okay, or appearance or behavior or anything like that. But gender rules enforce that. They reinforce that, okay? These bathroom bills entirely based upon the genitalia you were born with. Entirely. So, like, how do you police that? You know, you like all you're doing is you are telling people a vital aspect of what they are is based upon the junk they're born with. And I just don't buy that. I don't buy it.
Psychological, some like scientific explanations, you get the idea, right? But I think there are better ways to help them rather than just like engage in their I suppose I should call it delusions respectfully. So would you consider me a
delusions
based on that?
Honestly, you wouldn't be a transphobe because you're not actually just swearing at me. That's already a big start. And I feel like
I see why I called him a transphobe.
That's just an opinion that should be respected.
Sure. I think personally, so yes, you are a transphobe. Yes. Now, regardless of that fact, in my opinion, that's a fact. That was so like, yes, but you don't see it that way. The way that you see it is you're.
In my opinion, that's a fact. Wait, what?
We're trying to help trans people. What was not clear there, Chud? Well, because you see the current practices, the current medical prescriptions as
that's the
faulty.
ego. That's the ego, by the way.
What is he talking about?
Coming in, right? In my opinion, that's a fact. That's the ego.
What is he talking about? What is this armchair therapy armchair psychologist bullshit? The ego, my good sir, I've killed my ego. Shot it in the back.
It's the fucking ego, dude.
You see I am one with the universe. You see them as
bitch.
hurting people. Get on my level.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from. I understand you're not trying to be hateful. I do think that those thought processes lead you to a transphobic conclusion. Now, let me ask you real quick also, and I do want to get back to Lisa because she's the one I'm talking to, but old Yeller that bitch. Since you brought up Wilhelm, since you brought it up, do you respect, I'm assuming Lisa, you go by she, her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said earlier. So, Wilhelm, my question is, do you at least respect that?
Yeah, I respect pronouns.
There you go.
In the sense that
yeah, for me, you're not transphobic at all.
There you go. See? Perfect. Perfect.
Anyway, let's continue with Lisa because
sure.
I just did a slight tangent.
Sure. So let's talk about how we're going to deprogram these people, right?
Here we go.
So, as a former transphobe myself, I was deprogrammed by spending lots of time around trans people in a fetish community, which
There it is. Oh, really, Alec?
Okay, lots of people have fetishes. You might. I mean, do you? Like, are you self-conscious about them? What rate? Stop messing with the cheese balls. Stop it. Hold on. She gets bored and then she messes with stuff. Listen, I'm not ashamed anymore. I just don't think that most people need to know. You know, like, I'm not airing my sex life here. Okay? It's a very personal thing, and it's my thing, and I'm fine with that. And everybody has a thing. And if you don't, yes, you do. You're lying. Everybody has a thing. Shut up.
That's interesting. Which Discords, bro? Which Discords? You know? Maybe we might have been knocking about in the same spaces back in 2020.
There you go, see? Okay.
Hey?
Fetish, you will not know. I'm not going to bring that up. But I was in a fetish on these people, right? So, as a former transphobe myself, I was deprogrammed by spending lots of time around trans people in a fetish community. Which fetish, you will not know. I'm not going to bring that up. Yeah.
Oh, bro. So it's not a fetish about like trans stuff. It's just a general fetish that he's into.
The mystery begins.
I think he was in some fetish Discord for something
Leave in the comments what you think Alec Gunter's fetish is.
He's got a personal taste for. And it just happened to have trans people in there.
Yes.
What do you reckon?
That's not abnormal at all. Go to any fetish community, it will be loaded with trans people.
Furry
Like
slash
any
diapers. People are the furry slash diapers seems to be popular.
But I was in a fetish Discord, and there were a lot of trans people there. And I spent time with these trans people. We all had a common interest, of course. And, you know, degenerate as it was, we bonded over it, and we had good times together.
Degenerate as it was.
Armpit hair. What's the... wait, you guys know the... you guys ever seen the knee bulging fetish? I have that one too. Oh, the cranium fetish. Like there's, oh, this one's crazy. It's like a megamind fetish. Like people are really into, like the head thing. Right? Obviously that's not mine because I'm sitting here telling you how crazy it is. But like, that's a crazy one to me.
Oh, dude.
Also like foot fetishes, they're so common now that like feet are censored. Like feet are just regularly censored these days. I'm just saying.
It's always funny when I'm covering something, I can kind of imagine a thumbnail in my head coming together, you know? Alec Gunter talking about being in a fetish community, talking to trans people to make him like trans people.
Okay, I was a perverted, like, early adult, okay? So yes, I joined these communities and there were trans people there. And just by happenstance of being in their vicinity, I came to like some of them. Yes. That crazy how that happens. You just, I don't know if Chud knows this, but you spend time with people and sometimes you spend enough time with the right people and you come to like them a little bit.
So good, man.
It can happen in all kinds of ways. Life is mysterious, you know, like man. The owner of the Discord server was trans. As far as I know, I could be wrong on that. She didn't talk about her gender a lot. When you're in such an unjudgmental space, it makes it a lot easier to break down barriers. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's why there's like lower rates. I mean, obviously there's like Nazi furs and whatever, but there's like lower rates of bigotry in like furry communities, fetish communities, you know, like just any kind of weird minority, if you will. You know, whatever people consider like a perversion of the norm. So
also, dude, now the fact that he's not willing to say what fetish it is, it's one of two directions. Either he's a very private person, although in my opinion, the fact that you're willing to state that you're in a fetish Discord to like and ended up liking trans people,
he's into the mystery.
Kind of undermine the privacy point, because surely you just wouldn't mention that you're in a fetish Discord. Why would you not just say you know, lefty discords or something like that. You know, I was a conservative and I was in some lefty discords. Why would you even have to mention the fact it's a fetish discord? So anyway, either he's very...
Because the mystery's alive now. Now people will be guessing.
private, or the fetish is so insane, degenerate, disgusting, and grotesque that he doesn't want to say Vosh's bestiality discord. What the fuck, dude? Vosh's horse emporium. Vosh's horse cock emporium.
It is not horses.
Oh my god, dude. Okay.
I will say that. Like, we're not sure, but I'm pretty sure I've done furry stuff, though. Like, I guess that kind of gives away that it's not furry, but I don't really consider furry to be a fetish. I just think that, like, okay, you're going to tell me you're not into Lola Bunny. You're going to look me straight in the face and tell me you're not into Lola Bunny. Fuck off. He probably was. I just get the feeling. But I'm clocking her. I'm clocking her is what I'm saying. So, my point is, though, like, there were a lot of trans people there. They're all lovely individuals. And so I had to contend with, okay, I don't think that they're actually women or actually men or actually non-binary. I don't know if I buy into all this, but what I do know is that they're lovely people. I know that they listen to me. I know that they care about the things that I care about and listen to what I have to say and all this other good stuff. So I'm going to spend more time with them. And the more time that you spend with somebody, the more that your brains kind of align. Because when you enter a conversation, what ends up happening, I like to compare it to caves, right? When I enter a conversation with you, I start the conversation with, hi, how are you? And that's kind of me asking permission to enter your mind cave, right? I call this mind spelunking. And so when we mind spelunk together...
Alec Gunter was in a fetish discord, mind spelunking with transgenders. What the actual
He can't fathom. He can't fathom. He could never dream to, like, be this interesting. He couldn't dream of it.
Oh my god.
That's why he has to react to me, because I'm just that interesting. Even if I'm on your second channel, which is very insulting.
Incredible.
I think I'm more interesting than that. You invite me into your cave, and you kind of guide me through it. Right?
This is so good, man.
Sadly, you're raped.
Yo, thank you for the kicks. Thank you. So, I mean, to be honest with you,
where is he lost? Like, I feel like I'm being very clear here. Just use your imagination, buddy. You learned how to use it in kindergarten, right? Imagine you're in a cave. The conversation's a cave. It's not that complicated, right? It's just a metaphor. We use metaphors all the time. This is the English language. You should know it better than me, Brit boy.
Right? I'm getting a lot of
right
flashbacks
then.
to 2020. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Too right.
It's exploring someone's cave.
Bruv.
No.
What's a metaphor? What's a metaphor, bruv?
It's not, dude.
What's a metaphor?
No. He's not fucking around. This guy's deadly serious in what he's saying here, okay? It's too on the nose. It's way too on the nose. The Gok Palace. I'm in the Gok Palace just thinking about all
Right, we go down a tunnel. The tunnel is your response, right, to whatever question I...
We're going down the tunnel, dude.
He's scared of the tunnels.
Why, Alec? Why are you saying it like this, bro? He's got a way with words. I need to listen to all that in one go. Come on.
We're actually men. I do have a way with words. I don't know if I buy into all this, but what I do know is that they're lovely people. I'm proud of it. I know that they listen to me. I know that they care about the things that I care about and listen to what I have to say and all this other good stuff. So I've seen into the secrets of the universe. I'm trying to unlock pathways in your brain to make you understand, man. That's what I'm trying. But you're closed off, and you put it behind this laughing face and pretend I'm the fool. Okay? What you didn't know is that all of us are the fool, because I'm you and you're me and we're all the universe. From the singularity, bitch, the Big Bang. All right? And that means that I can control you more than you know. I'm just saying. to spend more time with them. And the more time that you spend with somebody, the more that your brains kind of align. Because when you enter a conversation, what ends up happening, I like to compare it to caves, right? When I enter a conversation with you, I start the conversation with, hi, how are you? And that's kind of me asking permission to enter your mind cave, right? I call this mind spelunking. And so when we mind spelunk together, I was kind of proud of it. I was like, ooh, I'm going to write this down in a book, mind spelunking. My mind spelunking. You invite me into your cave, and you guide me through it. It's all good shit. We go down a tunnel. The tunnel is your response, right, to whatever question I have. I'm describing a dialogue tree, you fucking idiot! I am describing a dialogue tree. Do you not understand this? Are you that idiotic? Like, I'm sorry. I know I'm like on the whole radical empathy thing, but like, I can only handle so much stupidity. It's a dialogue tree. Does that help? Is that good? Are you too brain rotted by video games? Dialogue tree. Or whatever. Get with the program.
In your cave and we go down the tunnel.
Good lord. Oh man. Go down the dialogue tree.
Great, literally don't care that he lost that beef with fucking what's his name? Car posting. He's so funny, man.
That I have. And then through the tunnel, we get to a room. And this room is like a cave, right? It's like one cave in the system. And what happens in this room is I get to analyze the results of the response that you gave me. This is where your response has led us now in the conversation. He's going to be obsessing over this for the next hour. He's trying to paint the gay degenerate flag onto you every time you literally say anything. Yeah, well. Don't worry, guys. He's not a transphobe. Makes sense?
Yeah.
I believe so far. So we're in this cave. We're in a room in the cave that now I get to kind of pick and choose. You've shown me a bunch of different possible responses, and these are all different tunnels. And so I get to point to a tunnel and go, let's go down that one. He's scared of the caves. So if I say, hi, how are you? You can say, I'm fine, how are you doing? And now you've kind of handed the reins over to me to guide the conversation, so now I can lead you down a tunnel.
Bro, is he not thinking a bit too much about this?
No. Like, this all occurred to me very naturally. Like, I'm like, oh... Like, it all connects to me. Like, conversations can be compared to cave systems. Like, you go through cave. And again, like, if that metaphor doesn't work for you, that's fine. If you don't understand, I can put it in a different way. But I think the concept here is what's important. Okay? When we are in a conversation together, we are unlocking pathways in each other's brains and vibing. We're vibing with each other. Does that help? Is like, how else do I explain this? Because metaphors don't work, so I got to use like weird language now. He's a bit slow. He might be. I may be the slack jaw here, but he might be a bit slow.
Like, dude, it's like you're having a conversation with someone and they're treating it like some sort of fucking Sherlock Holmes style fucking mind palace type journey. Maybe someone just wants to have a chat, bro. I don't know. Why are you thinking so much about it, dude?
Makes sense. Respond to my DM. You can say, well, you know, not so good. I was talking to some transphobes. They misgendered me. It was sucky. And that's an entirely different tunnel that you just led me down now. Get it?
Yeah, and we can go to many different tunnels from there. We can actually talk about the Russian Revolution. We can talk about China. We can talk about anything for now.
Yes.
Dude, it's like someone who is like, you know, just kind of an idiot talking about it in a way very pretentiously to make it sound super fucking intelligent. And it's like,
I'm just trying. It's an analogy. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's just I'm not that smart. It's okay.
You just
never mind. I'm a genius. Never mind.
You sound like you're talking about fucking them in the ass. Okay, that's problem number one, right?
How does it sound like I'm trying to come off smart? Does it? Like, maybe a little bit, but like, I think it's a good analogy. You're not actually critiquing the substance.
You sound like you want to stick your cock in their ass. That's fucking weird. Okay. And
Hold up, what?
And it's like, you just, first of all, you sound like you're talking about fucking them in the ass. Okay.
How did he get that out of it? Did I miss something?
That's problem number one, right? You sound like you want to stick your cock in their ass. That's fucking weird, okay? And number two...
No, I never said that. I never implied that. No, you read that into the conversation. I wasn't thinking about that at all until you brought that up, actually. But thanks for putting that visual in my head, I guess. I don't know how to feel about that.
It just comes across as very pretentious and hyper-analytic and excessive. You know? Like, this is not how most people think and view conversations in terms of...
I never said that most people think or view of it that way. That's why I'm describing this. If I were explaining, oh, a conversation is when I walk up to a person and say, hello, and then they say, hello back, and how are you? And I say, how? Why would I sit here explaining that? Everybody knows that's what a conversation goes like. That's what the metaphor is for. Okay? Go back to English class.
Like, it's almost like you're playing a game. You're in this mind palace. You're trying to figure out the tunnels. And we can go down this tunnel and go down that tunnel. Just have a chat with someone, bro. I don't know why it needs to be that fucking deep.
Chud is just riffing you for content. It doesn't have to make sense. He's just trying to be funny and put on a show. I'm bored. Yeah, we'll stop in a minute. But, like, listen. He put in the effort to watch me, and somebody edited and uploaded it. Or at least, you know, got the segment and uploaded it. Like, he put in the effort at least to... Somebody underneath of him, if not him, put in the effort to upload this to a second channel. Which I belong in the first channel, please. Thank you. Next time. But, what was I saying? What I'm trying to say is I'm willing to, like, treat him seriously and hear him out. You know, I'm trying to treat him like a human being here and like, you know, treat him seriously.
All I can garner from this is Alec Gunter has got an insatiable desire to explore a trans person's anus.
I said mind cave. Why do you think anus? I said mind cave. Not butt cave. What's the disconnect? That's the wrong end.
Oh, okay. Come on.
You know.
Does this guy think of, like, buttholes every time somebody says the word cave? Is that normal? I don't even think that's normal for, like, gay people. That's weird.
Now, here's the kicker. If I'm exploring your mind cave, and you're exploring my mind cave,
we're in the same cave!
Imagine, if you will, we're just exploring each other's caves. Okay? We're chilling.
You are... okay, my point here is your neurons are literally communicating with each other remotely. Okay? They're connected. It's like fucking Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, if that helps. That's all I'm trying to say. There's an inherent connection there. Okay? And all I want is for more people to utilize that, because then we'll get along better and work together better. That's all I'm trying to say. It's not that complicated. I don't think I'm like that smart. I just, like, I'm trying to, you know, tell things to people that they already know, but frame it in such a way that they live it out. You know? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I'm making sense. I don't think I'm a genius, man. I just think that, like, I stumbled upon an answer to some things. Okay? Like, in circumstances beyond my own doing. And I'm just trying to, you know, spread that, because I think I'm correct. Okay? I think I'm correct. That's all.
Just having a little look at each other's caves.
Like, you can make fun of the cave analogy all you want, but at the end of the day, you can't say I'm wrong.
Joke about in there.
You have not yet said I'm wrong.
What's going on? Don't worry, we both douched. We both have douched ahead of our little meeting. Okay. So
he's still focused on the fetish community thing.
We have mentally douched, so our mental pathways are perfectly clear. Okay. They're totally
mentally
free
douched?
of shit. And by that I mean negative thoughts. We've had a mental douche session before. So you know, we're good to
What
go.
is he talking about? And we're both in the same cave exploring it together. What does that mean?
We are spending time together, and we are
Yes.
experiencing the same things.
We are, because your mind cave and my mind cave are currently
They're the same cave.
You understand?
It's genius.
During
I'm a
a
genius.
conversation, you and I
I'm
share
dumb.
a brain.
I'm not.
Isn't
a
that
genius.
crazy? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're unlocking the same pathways in our brains at the same time. That's crazy. So the reason that I bring this up is because what this means psychologically is that you and transphobes, if you spend time together, are just going to be traversing this cave together for a long time. You know, opening up the same pathways, coming to the same conclusions because you're together. Now, sometimes you'll argue, sometimes you'll bicker and whatever, and you'll get stuck and you won't make progress.
Bicker.
But the more time you spend together, usually, I feel like I went through a phase where I kind of talked weird. Usually you just get over it and you keep traversing, you move on, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of
I was trying to sound kind of smart. That's fair.
a masochist in that aspect because, like, I don't know.
I am a little less worried about that now.
Right. You can tell these are Chud's favourite segments because it allows him to harken back to his salad days where he had endless male asses to dig into and lady balls to fondle and hairy lips to kiss. Right.
That's your audience? Dog, Okay. Good stuff, man. Get it, guys? The joke is sex. That was funny. Okay, well, ChudLogic, I reached out to you in DMs, man. Would love to have a chat. Put me on the main channel next time. Oh, man. It's been a crazy few days. I can't believe I can't play League of Legends. That depresses me. They locked me out of their own fucking game. How rude is that? Awful Faith, downright horrendous. It was just dumb. Like, do people watch him for entertainment? He's not entertaining. You guys know I'm honest when people I don't like are entertaining, okay? Steven Crowder, I think that man was an entertainer at heart. I think that man knew how to please an audience. Well, keep an audience, maybe not please them. Tucker Carlson, very entertaining. That guy's charismatic as shit. Hate his guts, but my God, can that man, you know... He's a conversationalist. He knows what he's doing. He sounds like me trying to be funny on Xbox Live when I was 14. The laughs, listen, the laughs are a mask. It's the Soy Jack. What is it? Soy Jack. We're going to be really Reddit for a minute. Play haha hee hee ho ho. Play epic meme. Play epic Chud Jack meme. I actually know zero Wojak lore. There's no real lore. It's just drawings. As far as I know. He kind of sounded like he was projecting. He kept bringing up sex because I said fetish once. Granted, maybe it wasn't the best thing to mention. Like, I don't care. that much. Go search the world for my fetish. I left it in that place. It's personal. You could argue I shouldn't have brought it up because it's personal, sure, but, you know, I want to keep the mystery alive. Maybe that was his excuse to release his own fetishes. I don't know what to do next. I'm bored. Ugh. Who's on your shirt? Zoran Mamdani. The GOAT. Love that guy. Play Freddy Fish or something? I don't know what Freddy Fish is. Can't play League of Legends. Unfortunately. I don't know. I need a break for a second. Let me consider whether or not I want to keep going, because I am kind of tired. But in the meantime, give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right. I think I am going to call it quits for tonight. I have work in the morning, and I am tired. So I'm going to dump you guys. Sorry I wasn't, like, super long. I just started later than I meant to. Dawdled longer than I meant to. So who's live? Dylan Burns is fine. That's fine. We raid Dylan Burns. If you're on YouTube, you got to go to the channel. Or the website. Or the channel on Twitch. I think it's Dylan Burns TV. Yes, got it. Okay. And then... Okay. All right. Raid's happening. Thank you all very much for coming in. Love you all. Appreciate you being here. I will get some good sleep. Hopefully things start going my way again. I know I don't have the worst life, but it's been a little rough lately. I'd like some good luck. All that being said, take care. Good night. See you next time.